Hey guys, DT here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a brand new holiday episode of Clash Royale. In this video, we're going to take a look at a few of the Elite Barbarian decks. Many of you have asked me in comment sections of previous Clash Royale videos to show off a few of the Elite Barbarian decks. So I took my clan to the task and we basically went ahead and just tested so many variations of Elite Barbarian decks. And some of them featured legendary cards, some of them were legendary free. Those will be mainly tested out by me because I know that so many of you do not have legendaries and many of you have almost all legendaries. So it's kind of like either this side or that side of the spectrum. So let's go ahead and jump into this first replay here. And this one is with the member of our clan, Give Me Trophies, and I call his deck Go Barians. And the reason I call it Go Barians is because he is using a Golem Elite Barbarian combination, and that is such a strong combination. Golem decks have been very popular in Clash Royale. Golem is an extremely powerful card. It is expensive, but it is also very powerful and very effective. So over here, Give Me Trophies is using a classic combination of a Golem Elite Barbarian push, and we're going to take a look at the mechanics of that deck in just a second. So keep an eye on the combination of the Golem and Elite Barbarians. So what he typically will do is he will place the Golem first. He will let the Golem move in because the Golem is a very slow moving card. However, Elite Barbarians are extremely fast, so you want to make sure that the Golem is basically keeping up the distance. It is a little bit ahead of the Elite Barbarians, so by the time that the Golem gets in front of your tower, the tower is zoomed in on the Golem, and this is when Elite Barbarians run up and just cause all that inexplicable damage because they just have such power, you know. And also he is using a miner, so once he pushed his Golem, backed it up with the Elite Barbarians, he also dropped the miner, so my tower is suffering an immense amount of damage. I have my Skarmy here, but the Skarmy is not going to help me all that much because once the Golem explodes, the Golemites produce the damage. And keep an eye on what's happening here right now. There was one Golemite left, which when it popped, it separated my minions, it caused a bit of a damage, and there was also an Elite Barbarian down there, so the damage was just absolutely unbelievably powerful. And if you guys don't have the right cards in your deck, it is really difficult to counter the Gobarian deck. Gobarian deck is just very expensive, so you don't necessarily expect that it is going to work because the Golem itself is 8 elixir, Elite Barbarians are 6 elixir, but this is such a strong combination, so if you can properly manage your elixir, this is going to be a victory deck time after time after time. So sometimes, you know, the elixir advantage is working out to the best of you, but this is one of those situations where even if I had a super cheap deck and I could just rotate and rotate and rotate, I think I still could not have been able to keep up with the push of a Gobarian deck. So check this out. He's got 2 additional legendaries in the deck. He's got the log and he's got the miner. If you don't have the log and the miner, you can still use the Gobarian deck. It is just that the combination is so powerful. Putting the Golem ahead of Barbarians and then putting the Elite Barbarians right after the tower is zoomed in and hitting up your Golem. So this is another replay with Give Me Trophies, exact same deck, so you can just see again the execution of the deck, and it is really powerful and very much viable. So this wasn't just a one-off situation where he won because my deck was less, you know, less advantageous, but I just wanted to show you that this indeed does work. So I'm going 2 times the speed here, so you can just check this out really quickly. But keep an eye on the push. The push is what is making it so strong. So we all know that there are 8 cards in the deck. The moment you drop your Golem, it goes back down to the bottom of the deck, so you really have to, you know, your tank has to go first, kind of, because if you want to keep on pushing with the tank, you want to make sure that you're rotating properly so you can start pushing again. And this is one of those situations where Give Me Trophies has rotated just unbelievably well. Some of his other cards are very inexpensive. The Log 2 elixir, Mega Minion 3 elixir, Archers 3 elixir, Miner 3 elixir, so he's rotating really quick. So I got 1 tower down here, but take a look at what's happening, what is coming my way. I have one Golem coming my way, and while I'm thinking I'm going for 3 crowns over here, he's going to completely overwhelm me. Barbarian is happening right now. He's dropping his Elite Barbarians, he's dropping the Mega Minion. Elite Barbarians are hitting up my tower. Another Golem is coming up, and this is the end of me, guys. Very, very good deck. He's got 2 very expensive cards, and the rest are not that expensive, so works out really, really well. So go ahead and check that out. So this is another combination of an Elite Barbarian deck, and this one I call Pumped Barbarians. It is because Mafia Boss for the win here is using a combination of a Lumberjack and Elite Barbarians, and that just kind of reminds me of you know, the stereotypical image of people that exercise and use steroids, and they're just so strong and so muscular and so powerful. So this is where, you know, if you properly place your Lumberjack and place the Elite Barbarians behind them, they literally are so jacked up on that rage that they're just so very hard to stop. So I'm using here the same deck that you saw in the beginning. I'm using my Giant, my archers, minions, and arrows, and Elite Barbarians, and a cannon. So this just was a bit of a different combination where I was able to more easily counter Mafia Boss's cards. He did have his Hog Rider push that he went in with multiple times, but my Skarmy was able to counter that really, really easily. Compared to the deck of Give Me Trophies, this was a much easier deck to counter. However, if placed properly, and I'm going to say it a million times, when you rage up those Elite Barbarians that are already so powerful, they can be absolutely unstoppable. So I think this wasn't the fact that the deck wasn't a good enough deck. I think this was proper countering on my end over here. And look at that stop, very, very nice stop of the Hog Rider Lumberjack push from the left-hand side of Mafia Boss. So I do recommend trying his deck and my deck as well. His deck has multiple legendaries. He has the Princess, he's got the Ice Wizard. I have 0 legendaries in my deck, and I wanted to keep that for a reason, because I know that some of you may not have legendaries, or you may have a legendary that you're not very comfortable with. So I wanted to keep a deck that is just very plain and very simple. So hopefully you will enjoy that and give it a go. So now keep an eye on the Pumped Barbarian push over on the right-hand side. So Mafia drops his Lumberjack and he drops his Elite Barbarians. Now, if I did not have these cheap troops and also Elite Barbarians to counter, he could have easily taken down my right-hand side tower, because once you rage up those Barbarians, guys, those Elite Barbs can just cause so much damage. So once again, I end up winning over here because my deck had really good counters to Mafia Boss's deck, but I do recommend trying out his deck as well. The combination of Lumberjack and Elite Barbs, and you see it once again on the left hand side, is just very, very strong. If you use it properly, you can defend well and you can push really, really well. So give it a go. Let me know in the comments below whether or not you've tried it and what you felt, what you thought about that. If you don't have a Princess or Ice Wizard, you can swap them out very easily. Use archers, and I would recommend putting a witch, so I think those two will do really quite well. So now let's take a look at the final replay over here, and this is with Pizza Pia, and I'm using my Giant Elite deck. Very, very simple deck, just the same variation as you saw last time. I occasionally will swap out my tank, and I will put something like a Royal Giant, or I will put a Mini P.E.K.K.A. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is just such a tank. By the time it gets to the tower, if it's not distracted, it can do so much damage. So you can swap out the tank card as per your desire. I know all of us have different tastes and different comfort levels with different cards. I'm just using a very, very easy deck over here. So over on the left, I'm pushing with Elite Barbarians and my Giant, and look at that damage there, guys. We're able to both counter and still get in and get a few hits from both of the Elite Barbarians, and now we brought it down to 757 HP, so that's really, really significant. 727 HP, so a really nice push over there. So Pizza here, Pizza Pia is using a deck that is kind of a almost a trifecta deck, but features Elite Barbarians. I think I once again just had really nice counters to his Hog Rider and to the Musketeer. So I countered those with Skeleton Army both times, multiple times, and it was a very, very nice and easy counter. So keep an eye on the Hog Rider and Musketeer and the Ice Wizard coming in from the right hand side, and I'm countering them with my Skeleton Army and Archer. Very, very nice and easy counter, very inexpensive. Elixir wise, I definitely did quite well for myself, but I also pulled in the Hog Rider with the cannon. So my deck here is just kind of a bit easier to counter with, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the Elite Barbarian on the left with the cannon, and then just try and hold off for the rest of the game. So go ahead and give a go to the Go Barbarian deck with the Golem and Elite Barbarians with Pump Barbarians, also known as a Lumberkack Elite Barbarian deck, and check out my deck that features 0 legendaries and does work really quite nicely. Now there will be times when you of course will be overpowered and just won't be able to rotate enough with my deck because it doesn't have anything, I have 0 legendaries here, and it may be quite nice, but it also may put you in disadvantages every once in a while. So go ahead, let me know which one of the decks you like better, the Go Barbarian, Pumped Elite Barbarians, or the Giant Elite. And don't forget to hit a like button if you enjoyed this video. Put more comments and requests in the comment section below, guys, and I will see you in the next episode. Until then, DT is out.